rain is finally moving out, and that's good news. We've had several days of thunderstorms and heavy rains. I'll be glad for this to move out and get some sunshine. So a lot of this gravel that I worked so hard at putting down in the driveway washed out, but had to know it was going to happen. I said I needed a retaining wall right there to hold it in, and I just never got around to it. Chickens don't mind the rain though. They walk around wet all the time, but I haven't heard not one single chicken complain about the rain. Now getting inside the chicken palace to feed and water these things are a different story. All that excess rainwater that overflows the water barrel runs right down here in front of both doors. Old Red says I got to do something about this mud because he's tired of walking in it to get in there and eat and drink. Ain't that right, Mr. Red? I'm sure that I've mentioned I would eventually like to move this rain catchment barrel over to the back side of the run and catch the water coming off the back roof. That would allow me to cap off this side of the gutter, and I could put a downspout at the other end so any excess water runs down on that end, where the only time I go down there is basically to clean up the chicken coop itself. I guess a short-term solution would be to throw some of these concrete blocks down here, give me a place to step on to get into the coop and the run, and maybe that'd help keep me out of the mud. Yeah, I think it'll do. Well, the lesson I just learned when throwing blocks in the mud is got to treat it like you're putting a piece of chicken in hot oil. Lay it down gently and let it fall away from you. It's a lot less messy that way. Well, while the ground is nice and wet, I'm going to walk back up here to the pig pen, or at least where the pigs used to be. Got a handful of sunflower seeds, and got several watermelon seeds in there. I'm going to take them and I'm just going to broadcast them out into this area, and we'll see if anything grows up later. Interesting side note, these pigs have been gone for just a little over 2 months, and it still smells like pig up here. Unfortunately, I got several hundred pounds of chicken crumble sitting here under the porch, and all this rain, they're starting to get a little bit wet. Another thing that's unfortunate is the chickens are starting to eat less crumbles because they're finding more food out in the yard. They're eating a lot of grass, and they're starting to look for bugs. So I just went up to the shed and grabbed this old half pallet. I thought he'd come in handy down to the chicken coop. So what I was thinking about doing is removing this small shelf I have here with all the feed buckets on it. taking that half pallet I got and laying here on the ground like this other one. And maybe I could lay 8 buckets down there, or even double stack them if I needed to. Right now there's really not enough room to double stack them in this space. I missed one. Yeah, it's starting to rain again. Let me grab that half pallet real quick. The more feed I can get in these buckets and keep it up off the ground, the higher I'll be able to keep it till the chickens eat it. Me and old Charlie, we decided to take a break from this rain. We'll be back out when this lightens up just a little bit. One thing that I'd like to get done today is move some of that chicken feed from over there on the porch into these 5-gallon buckets. Help keep them a little bit drier. Sometimes the rain will blow up under there and the bags get a little bit wet. I prefer using these Gamma Seal lids on my 5-gallon buckets. You can buy them several different places. These I just happen to pick up at Tractor Supply. The ring itself snaps onto the bucket. Then you got a lid with a plastic O-ring in here, and it'll screw down onto the bucket. And that's a good way to store a lot of different things. I use it for chicken feed. I've seen people use it for sugar, for rice, things like that. Let me grab a few bags of that feed and we'll get these buckets filled up and see how many we can stack up under here. You can almost get 50 pounds in 2 of these 5-gallon buckets. So I filled up 2 more buckets. Got a little bit left in this bag. I'll take it in the chicken run and top off either one or both of them feeders in there. These bricks are handy to keep you from stepping in the mud, but I still don't like it. Just enough room to finish off this bag. Let's run over and take a look in these nest boxes real quick. Let me just take the front door down. Still got somebody busy right now. There's a few eggs in there, and a few more in here. Down here on the end I have this little bantam hen. She went broody last year and hatched out a few chicks. Well, I found her in here the other day sitting on 4 eggs, and she hadn't got up yet. She had 4 eggs under her at the time. None of them were bantam eggs, but I placed 4 more of that day's eggs under her, and we'll see if she'll hatch something out later. Charlie, what do you got? Charlie. You're a good puppy. You're a good puppy. Let's go. Man, I hate that mud. Well, I was able to get about another 100 pounds of chicken feed moved off the porch and get it put in buckets. Still got a couple hundred more pounds there. I hate to say this, but I may have to move it to 55-gallon plastic drums. I really don't like using those, but I'm out of gamma lids. I have 8 total buckets full. I believe this one here has some chicken scratch in it. Look, somebody heard the bucket lid come off. I'm being rushed by a flock of chickens. And the rain's picking up again. Well, I guess that's about all I'm going to have time for today. It's raining again. I don't like being in the rain. It don't look like it's bothering the chickens, but well, I appreciate y'all watching this afternoon. I'll catch y'all next time here at the It'll Do Homestead. Hopefully it'll be a little drier. Have a good evening, everybody.